What's up? What's up? What's up?
What up?
We back.
Back in the building.
Lady King.
Podcast head, bang, 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 baby.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's
IG,
good? What's good?
YouTube, the whole
Yep.
shiggity wiggity.
Yerp.
What's up, man? How was everybody? Well, before we go there,
What's good, everybody?
I'm B Glenn.
How's everybody doing? IG, YouTube. How we doing today?
What's
What up,
going
Dad?
on?
Hey, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Can y'all hear my fellas? We got B Glenn in the building. We got Jody. We got Bros. How's everybody doing?
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on? It's Jody, the one and only.
Yep. Please let us know if you can hear him.
Podcast head, bang, 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 baby.
We on YouTube right now. We cranking it live on YouTube.
And to get the full experience, to get all of us in on one clip, you can go to YouTube, the real podcast head.
Yes, sir.
What's good? What's good, everybody? Yo, how was y'all Thanksgiving, man? Like, how was y'all Thanksgiving? Did y'all enjoy your Thanksgiving? What did you eat? Did you have any good food? What is going on, everybody?
Mine was good, bro. I'll kick it off. My Thanksgiving was good, man. It was good to see some family. You know what I'm saying? Food was good. That was what's important. You know what I'm saying?
Forget the family, huh?
You know what
Damn
I'm
the
saying?
family. It's about the food.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't think I ate nothing that wasn't good, that I ain't messed with. There were some things that I stayed away from though, because it just wasn't my thing. But you know,
What like what? What'd you stay away from?
I don't know. Somebody made some I don't know. I think they made some like sweet potatoes or something like that, and I just, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. I guess I'm culturally biased. When it comes-
Let's not get in trouble. Let's not get in trouble, bro.
Yeah, no
Nah,
doubt.
it's just some things don't stay away from. Like for instance, you can't eat everybody greens, right?
Yeah.
You can't
I
eat
mean-
everybody greens, right?
But you gotta try them to see if you don't like them, right?
Yeah, I just didn't want it. You know what
Oh,
I'm
so you
saying?
ain't want the greens either.
No, it wasn't greens. It was
Just
the sweet potatoes, I think it
Sweet
was.
potato.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess with it. I wanted to stick with what I knew.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's certain things that you know, when it's that time of the year, you know who can cook what and who can't, but you got to stay away from.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the ones you sneak to the dog and everything.
Hey,
And you
look.
tell them, oh, that was like that.
So, my Thanksgiving was freaking funny because my son was battling his uncle when he was drunk. He was trying to rap battle my son, and that joint was comical. I have to do a reel with that. That had to be one of the funniest joints I ever seen.
You recorded it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's definitely recorded. It's definitely recorded.
How about you, Rome? How was Thanksgiving?
Oh
Was the
man,
food good?
hey, it was good, man. You know, I eat everything. I just throw everything on the plate, sprinkle gravy on everything. I'm talking about everything.
Did you have the
Potato
infamous
salad, greens.
chitlins out there this
Nah.
year?
I
ain't
ain't do
do
no
chitlins?
chillin'. I don't even eat chillins, bro. I don't eat all that chillins, pig
What?
feet. I don't eat none of that stuff, man.
What?
I don't do all that.
You
But
get down with
everything
that?
else, I don't get down what?
No. I was like, so I just want to know who on this panel eats chitlins.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Solo, you eat chillins?
Yeah, if it's good. Yeah, I eat it.
Hey, fellas, we got a question off the rip from Mr. Jason Washington. He said, question, is a man wrong to have his children with a surrogate so he gets 100% custody and raises kids without a mother?
Whoa. Dang, we got all to the
What?
left already. Whoa, say that again. Ask that
He
question
said,
again.
is a man wrong to have his children with a surrogate so he gets 100% custody and raises kids without a mother? Whoa. And that's from Mr. Jason Washington, 17.
Whoa.
I have mixed feelings
Whoa.
about that question.
Whoa.
Because yeah. Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Wow. That is a
Good question.
man. You can you say that is a question that we really gotta have female like give feedback on that question as well. Because as men, I ain't never seen another man. I mean, first of all, that's admirable of him to that's weird. I don't. I'm not.
You said it's weird.
I mean, that's just. Wait a minute. Like,
It's definitely. I wouldn't say it's weird. I think it's different.
yeah, it is different. That's what I'm saying. It's like different. Like, I've never heard that before.
What's up, Miss Erica? How you doing today? Yeah, I mean it is. And Jason said, I honestly think that is the future. That's pretty crazy. I never really thought of that, to be honest with you.
Like,
have y'all
why is that the future?
thought of that?
No, but why is that the future? What makes that the future?
I mean, it's not really okay. So he's saying he thinks that is the future. So in all respect, that's his
No, and I'm asking
his
like
thought process.
Look,
so I mean,
us,
you think of it as so some men have kids with someone, you know what I'm saying, and then it's a fight, it's an argument, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? They got to deal with custody. I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, dealing with custody issues. So, you don't have none of that. You have a surrogate, somebody to carry a child for you. And then at the end of the day, it's your child and you ain't got to worry about sharing your child. I mean, I'm not saying it's the right way, but
it's definitely
less of a headache for a man.
I just feel like one side of me feels like I feel like a child needs both parents. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that a child needs from their mother, and there's things that a child needs from their father. You know what I'm saying?
So if he had girls, he can't teach what the girl. You feel what I'm saying? His daughter, what a mother can teach their daughter. I don't know. That's a weird. That's a not normal question. I mean, okay, because okay. So I look at it like this, and I'm just looking at it from my perspective.
Okay.
I mean, you got, there's a bunch of great men out here. Yes, there is that fight for their kids, that go through stuff with the mother. I get all that, but there's also a plethora of them that is not in their kids' life at all, and they're deadbeats for real. Like they are attentional deadbeats. And okay, you saying. So you saying you would get a surrogate, right, with the kids, and you will never date a woman, or you get what I'm saying, or you will eventually get a woman, or what are we asking here?
I think
if you're saying I'm just gonna raise kids single by yourself,
he says same thing women say. Use women in his family. Use women in his family. My bad, Jason, if I'm messing up what you're saying, but I don't know.
Women in the family.
Ask
him. Well, the question I have for him is will he ever get with a woman, or will he just? Is he saying?
So he's saying aunties and grandma, and you still have opportunity to date women and still be the one in control.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, that's.
Hey, B, see if you want to come up, bro.
That I don't want to offend him, but.
Hey Jason, you want to come up? You want to come up and chat with us?
If anybody want to come up and chat with us, let us know.
That's a crazy. We can add you up. I mean, I need to get more input on this. Like, what is?
Yeah, we want to get your theory on this.
Yeah, so we want to have kids without the mother.
Request to come on up, and we'll bring you on.
But isn't that like a contradictory? Like, if you're gonna get in another relationship with a woman, then why are you having? Then won't if you're gonna marry her? I don't know.
He's from Germany, and he said he will come up. So I'm gonna go ahead and
I'm curious because I'm confused.
Add him up.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm just confused because I'm like, wait a minute. If you're gonna get into a relationship, then why not have a kid with that woman? Or you don't trust that woman? You just want all the control.
Yeah. Y'all heard that?
Yeah. What's up?
I didn't know if y'all heard that sound effect or not.
Oh yeah, we did. Oh, that was claps. That was supposed to be claps.
Did you invite him up? Yeah, I invited him up. So we come on up. I'm just waiting for him to come on up.
Yeah. That was claps, Jason, bro. Good job.
Okay,
good job.
What's up? What's going on,
I had to go
Mr.
to my
Washington?
separate room. My kids are asleep. All right.
Okay, we get it.
Respect.
Okay. Greetings from Germany.
How you doing?
How are you, bro?
Pretty good. I'll do a quick explanation of the thought process behind this. I've been a bartender all my life. 40 years old. It's the only thing that I've ever seen that really breaks men is the child alienation. So the concept is simple to me, is that you can easily pour into your children and put the right women around them. If you have a daughter, if you have a son, I understand the concept that
Mhm.
yes, the child needs a mother. But the same thing that how women say, well, the child just needs to have father figures. Why can't we think the exact same thing? Just say, well, I just need my kids to have motherly figures.
Hmm.
And you don't have to deal with what happens to a lot of men, what comes with alimony, child support. And even I think you can be a better father when you're not on eggshells trying to micromanage a woman's emotions on how you want to be a father.
Hmm.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. What you're saying is, if you have full control of the kids, then you wouldn't have to deal with child support, this, that, baby mama drama, basically.
Mhm.
Not just that, but also you get to really pour into your children and create them in your image. Where I think a lot of times, a lot of men who I hear who are in relationships, they don't really enjoy the kids they're even raising because sometimes the kids can become overly spoiled. Sometimes the kids become so enamored with the bullshit. And I think that as a man, you have to have complete autonomy of building your legacy in the image that you want. If you really want that, and especially as the world's going crazier and crazier with the things that are being pushed, I think men need to start thinking outside the box. And if we're saying that women are not raising the children that we want, and
Mhm.
not just in the household, but even in the education system, I think we have to start thinking in a different way.
Hmm. Yeah.
You
I,
make some good points. I
That
just
is.
it's just
yeah.
it's tough, right? Because um like there's some men, of course, right, who are in that situation, who have had children with
Mhm.
women that they don't necessarily want to have children with, right? And so that situation really fits that, right? But like then you get into the situation of where you do find that one that you know what I'm saying you that's the right fit, right? And you don't necessarily have all those negative issues, kind of clouding everything else, right? You're parenting together, she's being a mother, you're being a father, and you know, everything is moving in the direction that as a family you feel like it should be going, as a man, as a head of household, you feel like it should be going. But that's a good question, bro. I want to applaud you for that question because that was I did not see
And
that one coming.
Well,
and
well,
actually,
I
I would
think it
love for a
also
woman
saves you
to
from
give
the
feedback.
midlife crisis that I think a lot of people, a lot of women don't acknowledge that they have when they hit their 40s. And I've
Hmm.
seen many men who have hit their 50s end up getting hit with the divorce because the woman's not happy.
Hmm.
So I think that like, I'm a gambler, but I gamble smart. I think the smart gamble is just to be like, look, I, I love love, but if I really want to make sure that I have the right mental as I get older,
Hmm.
I can't give my power to a woman who might do this in her later years. It starts in love, but I've seen too many cases where when a woman gets in her 40s, 45, she just says, you know what? Fuck this. I'm cashing out.
Hmm.
And if she wants to leave a relationship, I'm all for it, but I think you should leave the relationship with nothing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Hmm. That's deep, bro. Yeah,
So
that is
then,
deep.
so then the question is, why get in the, if that's what you looking at, then why get in a relationship at all?
And that's what he's
Because
saying.
Oh,
women are
that's what he's
muse,
saying. Yeah.
and sometimes you need to have muse energy for yourself in life. I'm a firm believer that I'm not saying
You
you need to
know,
isolate from women, not
it,
at
it,
all.
it
I
it's
am
so.
saying that you need to isolate the power that they have over your mental with children. And that's why I think there's no reason why you can't have a surrogate and still maybe even have a relationship. Maybe and still have multiple or have one relationship. It doesn't matter, but that woman will never have the ability to take your children away. Just the same way that if you were with a woman and you're the stepfather, and then you have a breakup, you get zero rights to those stepchildren.
Hmm.
I think
yeah,
it's the
man.
exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
And too, like at
Hmm.
least here in the States, right? Like laws are different. Laws are different everywhere in
Yes.
general, right? But in the States, there's different, there are some states that are kind of pro uh the father or a little bit more fair to both. And then there's a lot that are uh for pro for the mother, which is, falls into this situation, and I I don't know. It's tough, man,
Okay,
because I resonate.
That is tough.
here you go.
That's
Let me
tough.
make it
That's
easier.
tough. That's a good question.
Imagine it's
Hey,
your
B,
son,
hey, B, can you
okay?
write that down? Hey,
And
we
your
need to
son
take notes of
poses that
this.
question to you.
Mhm.
Mm.
And you know what the court systems are like in America. You know it's different from state to state.
Yep.
So I think we've seen enough instances
Mm.
uh, of this not working. So if your son brought this scenario to you, and he had a surrogate who was already ready to do it, and you probably paid her like $35,000, and boom, it's done deal. What would you say to your son about that?
I would support him, to be honest, man. I mean, I feel like the question, and I know that everybody's gonna have their opinion. I definitely want to hear from others and some of the women, of course, too. But I would support him 100%, man, because for me personally, me going through what I've been through, man, like going the surrogate route and doing that, and now you have your child and you can raise them, like you said, without a lot of the negatives. And I really only see positives out of that situation, bro. I I don't see a whole lot of negatives, man. That's just me though.
What do you mean going with a surrogate? You said, bros?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it sounds like it's a lot of positives. I mean, but
Like,
there are things that you're going to miss out on it,
Of course.
and because raising kids with your significant other just makes it that much more of that family atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether you bring someone in, it'll get to a point where maybe that kid might be like, well, you're not my real mom. You know what I'm saying? Or that they might not mesh with them well. So I mean, there are pros and there are cons, just as well as it is in anything in life. But
yeah. And I think and I agree with you, right? For me, like with me going through what I went through, like I just feel like there are way more pros than there are cons, you know what I'm saying? Because and I flip it to you this way as a sub question from this one for women, right? When you get with a man and you find out that he got kids, right? Would you rather have the situation where the baby mother is not in the picture, or would you rather have the baby mother in the picture and then you have the crazy baby mother,
And you're right. That's a
right?
great question, because
You know what I'm saying?
if I meet somebody, I would rather the father not be in the picture. So that's a good question.
Team surrogate over here. Team
Exactly.
surrogate.
Yes. Are you a surrogate? Yes. Good. Okay, let's go. I ain't got to deal with no child.
He's like, y'all co-parenting too good. That nigga smashing.
Hey, look, but Jay, he right, because if a woman see that, she probably be like, oh, okay, yeah, let me get, because if the woman ain't in the picture, she good to go. That's a good question. Hey, bros, that was good. That was good. That was a good
I
question.
mean, man, that was a real good question, man. We might have to, do we got any comments?
To do with it what you want. I just kind of came up with it like a few days ago, just kind of brainstorming, because I'm my son's 3, and like I said, I'm all about trying to think what my children will have to experience as adults and what the world will look like then, and how to help them manage that. Because at that time I'll be 60. I don't think I'll be as clear as I am now. So I want to make sure that I have the blueprint as my brain is still good in my 40s.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Well, we appreciate you coming up.
No problem. I'm going to share you guys live, and I'll definitely be tapping in. And do you guys have a YouTube channel as well?
Yes, we're on YouTube right now as we speak. We're on it right now.
Oh shit! Then,
yeah,
you can find us.
You can see all of us on there.
Creators that I know and do podcasts.
Oh, appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah, make sure if you can, man, share the live. You know what I mean? We definitely like having people coming up, chit chatting with us. If y'all, if you're in the comments, you're definitely more than welcome to come up, chat with us, talk with us, interact with us. We're on 2 different platforms right now. YouTube, we're on PodcastHead, and we on this platform right here right now going live. So you guys want to rock with us, come up here and chat with us.
No doubt. Like, again, appreciate you. All right, bro.
No problem, man.
That was crazy. That is a crazy question. But you know what? He is so right. A lot of women, bros, you said it right. A lot of women will deal with a guy. If the baby mama ain't in the picture, oh yeah. They rock. They rock.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know my situation would have been a hell of a lot easier.
Oh yeah. That would have been.
Man, that was a good question, man. I mean,
that was a hell of a question. That came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, and to kick it off, right off the rip. So
that was a hell of a question.
It's amazing how things just jump in.
I've never thought about, like, you never thought about anything like that.
So any of the ladies listen, that's on IG right now, you know what I'm saying, or even on YouTube, we like to hear y'all thoughts about that. What do y'all think about a male having a surrogate mother and then getting with another female and parenting his own kid? How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, man.
Definitely like to hear a woman's take on that.
Ain't nobody chime in on that yet in the comments?
No, man, ain't nobody get in there.
Because that was a hell of a question right there. That was a hell of a statement. I want to hear a woman's point of view, because that one, man, because that was a good question.
Absolutely.
Jesus, we didn't even get through the Thanksgiving. It came. Question came up.
No doubt.
We didn't get through Thanksgiving. Like, Lord Jesus.
No doubt.
Wow.
So
fellas,
go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Ron. No.
Well, I was gonna ask, getting back to the Thanksgiving. What is it that like about people, like, how you could have people come over the house, come over the crib? What is your pet peeves if somebody come over the crib? What do you not have them do when they over your crib for Thanksgiving? Like, what can't you do? Like, bro, you over here, but you can't be taking. Come on, bro, you can't take about 4 or 5 plates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta use the bathroom. You gotta go downstairs.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because I don't have a lot of people at the house. You know what I'm saying? Come for around this time, just a couple loved ones. I would say, when you come to my house, maybe I'm bougie, but you gotta take your shoes off, man.
Oh yeah, I'm like that too, though, bro. Like, I feel the same way, bro. Like, I mean, it is what it is.
You saw that, bro? This fool put his feet up.
We saw it.
He ain't got the socks with the little balls on the back though.
But you know what, B? When you take it, it's like you want them to feel comfortable, bro. Be comfortable, man. Your mind is all about comfort, man. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just being a stickler and like, take your damn shoes.
Nah,
you got to be comfortable, because what I'm looking at right now, you got chairs off, boy. I swear.
Let him know it's Hey, Jason, it's under at the real podcast head. It should be all all. Can you put it in there? Solo.
Yes, sir.
Can you put it on? Can you go into the what's name and put it under there, please?
Under where?
On the live.
I gotta go into it. Yeah, I gotta go into it. Yeah. Let me go out.
Yeah,
my bad, fella.
No, you good. You good.
Where?
What's some other?
Mr. Washington wants to know what.
I look at it where, though, man,
podcast.
you can't get a second plate before everybody else got a plate.
Oh no.
You can't just be, you got, be patient. And women, to me, I don't know. Like, if it's my house, okay. Who prays over y'all food? Who got the authority? Who prays over your food?
It depends on where we at, man. Because different scenery, everybody not the same, right? Like, we with my family. Like, most of the time, my dad, he'll take that. You know what I'm saying? He'll pray over everything. But, like, I go to my wifey John. I think everybody pray over their own plate.
At my house, I ain't gonna. At my house, like, say for instance, our Thanksgiving that we just had, I prayed, and normally it's always like the oldest uncle or something like that when I go to like my grandmother's house or something like that. But it's always a male. Sometimes my aunt will do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not Thanksgiving, if it's just like a family event, my aunts will do it. So, but definitely it's got to be we holding hands and everybody bowing their heads.
Yeah.
Thanks. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think everybody in our house was going around praying, and it was funny. Even the kids were saying, and they had long prayers. Food was getting cold. Biscuits. You
gotta stop it. All right, y'all. 2 seconds. That's it. That's all you.
I like to thank God for my crayons and my paper. You're like, man, look.
I know, right? I like to thank God for.
Speaking of prayer,
getting my car out the shop, because last week when I got that flat tire, I swear to God,
bro. Remember when you was young and you was in church, and they be trying to close out with prayer, and it seemed like that prayer just be going and going,
bro.
Going. Bro. Like that joke never go ahead.
What?
And we want to bless Miss Miss Washington.
Yo, I felt my stomach bubbling. I'm like, look, man, if y'all don't look, just go ahead. You can see people just starting to eat while they pray. Like, I'm sorry, I thought y'all was done.
Did I say I like to
done.
thank God for? Did we talk about Miss Washington, Sister Washington? I did say her. Okay, all right.
Nah, you do it nowadays. Even now, man, you know how you mess around and you get your food and you be like, oh man, I forgot to pray. You be having food in your mouth. You be like, let me say this prayer real quick.
Yeah.
Look,
That's how
so if y'all shout out to everybody who's rocking with us on both platforms. Look, if y'all want to come up and join the conversation, look, let us know too as well in the comments. Like, how was y'all Thanksgiving? What did y'all do? What did y'all eat? What was your favorite? Let me say this. So, my man B. Glenn's wife and his family asked me if I wanted some pumpkin cheesecake. Negro. Negro.
It was hidden.
What? That joint,
what?
That joint, man. You know, Best Buns down in Arlington does that joint every year. I think they have it all the time.
Look,
they might, but
I couldn't have one slice. They make one freaking slice, man.
They make the cake. They make the cheesecake.
Yeah, they make the cheesecake.
Bang it. Look, and his wife came down here with this one slice, and I'm looking at it like, y'all can't. This is like a tease. Like, y'all can't do this to me. I'm gonna need like 2 or 3 of them things for real. That joint was off the meter for real.
Yeah, it's some good cheesecake.
So, dessert eater.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed that thoroughly.
It was good. Why are you acting like that? Why are you acting like it ain't good? Because you already had like a few slices. He eat it all the time, so that's why he acting like it ain't good. But you know it was good.
Yeah, it's good. I ain't saying it ain't good. It is good.
You know it was good. You know that joint was banging.
It is good. It is good. Yeah. Fellas, so I forgot what I was gonna say. I guess I don't even know.
No, go to the topic we had a discussion for the
so the topic
Thanksgiving and stuff threw us off, but go ahead.
What, the cheesecake threw you off?
Nah, the surrogate mom threw us off.
Oh yeah, wow.
Surrogate dad is off. Yeah. That threw us off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I really would like to hear a female, you know what I'm saying, thought process on a male having a surrogate and then having a child, and then you getting with that man who has that child. Like, how would you feel about that?
I mean, and then the thing about it is, not to cut you off, but the thing about it is, I hear where you're coming from. Far as, I mean, even if you do get in a relationship or even get married, they have no bound. They have no. If they go their separate ways, you got nothing with that child. I mean, I guess. I mean, you wouldn't have no baby mama drama, huh?
Bro, it's all pros, man.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no negatives to that.
It's not. It's not to an extent, but like you said, it's always gonna be a pro and a con.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. So.
Man, this is how you handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you had that child, and you can get with someone who you really want to be with. But then, are you not gonna have a child with that person?
See, that's why I was going with that. That's why I was going with that, though, huh?
Yeah, what happens?
That's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, but what if you get married and they want to? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
How would you answer that? Like, you'd be like, nah. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think that only. I mean, I guess it could apply to both, but I think it only makes sense if you don't want to have kids by somebody that you want to be with for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get together and like y'all like, no, I got my kids, or we don't want to have kids together.
You know what's funny is that Mr. Washington said that he was I'm gonna say Jason. Jason said that he was a bartender. So how many stories and how much does he actually hear? Because for him to come up with that kind of for him to come up with that thought, that thought and that question, he has to hear some stories. You know what I'm saying? And they always say a drunk speaks a sober man's mind. So I mean, hey,
I'm about to get drunk right now.
Maybe it's a little truth, a little something in that mix. So my question to some of y'all, to not some of y'all, to y'all is, how do you interact, or if you have to interact with your significant other? If she has a child from another man, how would you interact with that? Because I heard some of y'all say you rather not have a man in the mix or have to deal with a baby daddy.
Yeah. Well, I know, right? You didn't pull it out a question. Woo.
Because
I'm supposed to be doing something at 7. I ain't doing. I'm gonna be right here. I gotta get this question. Go ahead.
I mean, because think about it. How do you deal with your significant other's baby father? And to some of you mothers, some of the females out here, how do you deal with your man's child's mother?
Jesus.
I haven't had to.
Help
I
me,
haven't
Jesus.
had to deal with that situation. I was on the opposite end, but I don't know. I mean, that's tough. I mean, it just really depends on the person, man. Like, if the person, or in this case, like if I was with someone and they had a baby daddy, and if he's cool and non-problematic, then everything is good. But if it's not that, then I don't know. That's a tough situation, man.
It's a very tough. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I would say, my perspective, I would rather deal with a woman that has older kids, like because you wouldn't have to. I feel like that shouldn't be an issue if they are older. Now, if they younger, like 3, 4, yeah, there might be some issues, like, because now, for real, honestly, if you get married to her, you have to be daddy, regardless of whether you want to or not.
So
how old are we talking about?
That's why I said 3, 4, like that younger age. Like if you get into a
younger
woman,
age, I mean, I would say anywhere from young age to like teen. You know what I mean?
You have to be dad. You have to play.
Yeah,
dad.
you have to be dad. But the question is how do you deal with the baby daddy? That's the question.
It
depends on what the baby daddy, like what kind of mindset he is. What if he's a knucklehead?
But no.
Let's be honest.
It depends on her though. It depends on her how she
to a degree.
With it. Because I'm gonna tell you, and we are men, and we know, like bros, what we know. If you can't put him in his place, then this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, it's definitely on it's definitely on the person who they had the relationship with.
Exactly.
Right?
If you
should
can't,
never have to interject, and not unless it's a point of like disrespect, right? Like y'all out there and it's disrespect, and that's something different. But if it's like he calling her all the time on some nothing, you know what I'm saying? Then like that's her place to check him and did that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if she can't do it, then we gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
This whole relationship gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it's something that you have to get nipped in the bud at at an early stage. I'll take, for instance, like my situation when me and my wife got together. My son was 2 years old. I call him my son because I've been with him since he's 2 years old, so he is my son. And his dad was a little, what I'm saying, he was a little off the scale, and he would call and say things to her on the phone. And then one day, I seen that it really upset her. So I answered the phone and I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Oh, in this, I do this to you and I do that." I said, "Well, first things first, you're not going to talk to me like that. So if you want to talk, if you're going to talk like that, then you can talk to my cousin Tone." And I hung the phone up on him because I'm just not for the game.
Everybody want to go to, you can come see DT. And who was that? Delto.
So, I hung up on him. He called back and he was like, "Man, I'm sorry, man. I just want to see my son." And I was like, "Okay, no problem. You want to see your son? I'll talk to, to my lady, you know what I'm saying? And we'll try to get something scheduled to meet up, you know what I'm saying? So you can see him or what have you." Right. So, the next day comes and I'm at work and I went ahead and called him. I was like, "Hey bro, how you doing? Just calling, to see if you want to schedule some time to maybe meet up so you can see your son or whatnot." He was like, "Oh man." So it's like 9:00, right? He's like, "Oh man, I'm tired right now, man. I'm asleep." Bro, when I got off the phone, I said, okay. I hung that joint up. I was like, nah, ain't no more talk for us. If you can't make yourself have time for your son at 9 a.m. in the morning, then obviously it wasn't your son that you was trying to get a hold to or who you was trying to affect. So at the end of the day, that was a wash, man.
So for everybody that's coming in, we're talking about how do you deal with your significant other's baby father or baby mother? If you came into the relationship and they had a baby and they had a child, how do you deal with it? Are you involved with it? I mean, conversating wise, do you guys conversate? Do you guys talk? Do you guys beef? Like what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? It's so many two sides to that. You got people that like they know how to maneuver through it, and you got some people that are, you know, they don't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just drama. You know what I'm saying? So we want it in the comments. Let us know in the comments what, you know, what's your thoughts on that. You guys can come up, join. You guys can join the conversation. Push the add button. Come up. We on both platforms, PodcastHead and YouTube and Voicey Fan. We on both platforms. Come up. You know, join the conversation. Talk to us, and let us know.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, and I feel like this. Like if it is toxic, like where the mother or the father can't have a relationship because it's, then you say, okay, well, you could pick up main man or such and so at my mom's house or at my aunt's house or at your mom, you know what I mean? You don't have to deal. There's no, you know, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. Either you're going to come get them or see them or not, or you know what I mean? You know, but you ain't going to sit here and ruin my new relationship, you know, because you want to be, you know, hey,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I pray for people in those situations. I ain't gonna lie, because you can get those hands. You ever heard that song called "Try Jesus"?
You gonna fight them? Y'all
about to heard this song? You heard this song?
Yeah,
it's a song called "Try Jesus, but Don't Try Me." That's the song I would be playing as I pull up to the car.
But you know,
like,
I like how B carried it. You know what I'm saying? B, you carried it very well, man. Like you just called him and you was like, hey, such and such. You connected with him and he realized, look, all right, this dude, you know, he ain't about that stuff. So let me go ahead and come back at him in a respectful way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how with my son's mother, my youngest two sons' mother, it was like that's how it was with, because she got an older daughter and she was young just like they was. But with him, it was the same way with me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, dude, coming to how we chill. I mean, I ain't had no, you know, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about being mature about the whole situation. I think a lot of dudes just, you know, they look at these, you know, social media, forget you know, they talk trash, but it ain't even about all that, bro. It's about being, you know, bro, I know that's your child. I'm not trying to take your child away from you. Come get him.
I don't know.
Exactly.
So I knew a couple, man, that, and I wanted to hear y'all take on this. So I knew this young lady, and I heard more of the story as time went on, right? But what ended up happening was it was this girl. She was dating this guy, okay, and basically the guy was, you know, supposedly a good guy, but that's not what it was told afterwards, okay? So she's dating this guy. She got kids. She's on Facebook within a week or two on Facebook, putting up pictures of this dude, the new dude and the kids, and they hugging and all this stuff, right? The baby father gets upset, comes to the bowling alley on a birthday party, okay? Gets so mad that he ends up stabbing the baby, the new boyfriend. Stabbing the new boyfriend. Now, the new boyfriend at the kids, the party, to the point where he gets locked up. Now, my kids was there. My kids witnessed this. My kids seen the stabbing. And as time went on, come to find out, they were new in a relationship, right? But what was happening was the new dude was disciplining the kids. He was spanking the kids. This is what the kids was coming back telling their father.
So are y'all agreeing with that or no?
Agreeing with what part?
So when I feel like when it comes to discipline and you're dealing with, you know, you're not that child's parent, that's something that should be addressed amongst that child's father or mother and then your girl or your man or whatever the case may be. That should have been addressed beforehand.
Facts.
If you haven't addressed that, then you shouldn't put your hands on nobody's child. You need to tell your girl or tell your man, look, you need to get your child. Because it's not, it's I mean, and that's for what happened right there is why it went to where it went, but we don't know the full Monty as to why it went that way. But that
now I'm not gonna say he deserved to get stabbed. Now, I mean dude got stabbed at the daggone party. Now, I feel like honestly, and this is the thing: what man is going to admit that they were hitting somebody else's kids? You feel what I'm saying?
Why not? Well, I mean, I was getting hit by my stepfather. Shoot.
I mean, but would he admit to your father saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like that's just like our approach to do. Like,
but you know, look,
I heard that
I just felt like it was different. I don't know. It's weird because Clinton, that was his name. Clinton loved me like me and my brothers, like we was his own kids. Like he took us I don't know. It was weird back then. You know, back in the day, it was kind of different. The times was different than it is now. Back then, you know, you get whoopings at school, so it was just a little different. You know, you get disciplined at school back then. But no, I just feel like you be right. Like you gotta nowadays, you gotta speak to the parents and make sure, like both parents, make sure everything is in line. Because I swear, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is how I feel. That's why with that 2-3-0, I'm like this. Look here. I mean, we gonna be in this. If I can't discipline these mothers, and when they with me, then they can't be with me. That's just how I look at it.
No, you can't. I feel like this is just me, and I'm kind of old school with it, but I feel like if somebody gonna live in your house, right, and you living with somebody, you move in, and your kids move in, the man is the head of the household, but there's a level of respect for both parents. Both parents are still the head. No one shouldn't be disrespecting nobody in the house. If you don't like that rule, you can get up out of there. You feel me? Like if that person, like I just know for me, if it's in my household and your kids coming in and they disrespecting me, you either get that in check or I'm gonna get it in check. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? You either tell them like you out of line, and you know what I mean. If you don't want me touching your kids, which is cool, I don't have a problem with touching your kids. I don't have a problem, but I do believe in, you know, it's just kind of tough because I do believe in discipline to a certain degree, if that makes sense. But I don't believe in abuse. I just believe in, hey, look, you need to get that in order because at the end of the day, I wasn't raised that way. You know what I mean? Not everybody's raised like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you making sense.
You know, I mean, that's the toughest thing. What you say, bros?
I think that's a big thing too. It's just like how everyone their upbringing is, right? Because like in that situation that you talked about, right? Like we came up like, you know, the same old school tendencies where it's like, you know, if I go to, you know, this person's house or whatever, like it's fair game if I'm acting out, you know what I mean? But like if the other person, you know, that, you know, this person had the baby daddy wasn't raised that way, right? Then I mean, at the same time,
that's tough, man. That's tough.
Like when you dating somebody, like it's different. Like if you dating somebody, then okay, this is your husband or this is your wife, like a longevity kind of thing, because you don't want just anybody putting their hands on your child. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like Larry was saying, like you need to make sure that you get your child in order so that way you don't ever even have to get there.
If my kids is living with somebody, right? This is just me, and this rules for everybody. If that man is doing what he's supposed to do, and it's his house, and they living in his house, I'm gonna go to my kid. I'm gonna reevaluate. I'm not gonna really just take their side first. I'm gonna listen because some kids can exaggerate the truth. You know what I'm saying?
They always
I'm gonna do some investigation before I kill somebody. You feel me? I'm gonna do some investigation before I literally go off. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know. So I want to, and if you know your kids and you know their mouth, then you need to know, like, okay, you guys need to just step out of yourself as a parent and look at the whole situation. Because the first thing you're gonna do is, that's my baby. If he touch you, I'm gonna strangle you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shoot you. You know what I mean? That's just what we do. But at the end of the day, it's like, what did you say to start it? What did you do? And how can you, and the thing is this, if you're going to live in that man's house and you're going to be there, you got to abide by his rules. Exactly. Now, if he's doing the extra and the extreme and he's alcoholic or he doing stuff, then you need to go ahead and we're gonna have that conversation. We're gonna have that talk with that man. Like, hey, look, man, I need to know what's going on.
But no,
Don't BS me. Don't lie. Say it again.
see, this is the thing though, Solo. You can't have a question with him. It's with her, the mother. Because even if you go and do all that, and this is the truth, listen to this. Even if you go do all that with him, guess what? That's still his house, and she, as a mother, is still living there. So
well, the reason why I go to him is because she's gonna protect her husband regardless, right? And she may protect. Now, all I'm gonna say is this: if he gives me a genuine, honest answer, I can only go based on it. Like, say, if he say, "Hey, look, you know your kids as well as mine, right? They have a mouth on them, this, and that." Boom. Okay, then we have that understanding.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if your kid living with him and he come and address, he say, "Oh, Dad, this dude, he hit me, da 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 da." You go and you address him, blah da da da. Now, what you have done, you've made it bad for her, because if she don't do nothing as the mother, then all of a sudden, now you get what I'm saying. Now you done made it the whole atmosphere better for them worse for them to even live in.
Well, it depends.
So I
was going to say it depends on.
So you need to address her as a mother first.
I was going to say that can go based on the person too, because if she's not somebody that's going to give me a full answer of what I need to hear, then I'm going to go to him. You feel what I'm saying? Because sometimes, depending on the person and the individual, can be like, "Well, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there." You know, I'm like, "Oh no, look, I ain't trying to hear that." You know what I mean? I ain't trying to hear. I need to know, like, well, I handled it. We talked about it, this, and that. And if they can communicate and tell me that on the outside looking in, we cool. Communication is very key with that. You know what I'm saying? Versus just giving you bits and facts and pieces, because, you know what I'm saying? It's like there's two things. There's two sides of it, right? It can be where he's not abusive and he's a good dude, but he's just trying to discipline his house. Or he could be the abusive dude, but you would never know because nobody's, you know what I'm saying? The kids are saying it, but the woman ain't saying it. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? You got to set the tone like, "Hey, look, as a man, this is your house. I get it. When they with you, I get it." You see what I'm saying? And I feel like each man has to have that talk with the other person so they can get the respect and understanding of the situation, right? I'll give you a prime example. Like, if my kids go with Brian, B. Glenn, right? If they go to B. Glenn's house, I would talk to B. Glenn and be like, "Hey, look, you have the right to discipline my kids or you don't." You know what I'm saying? If they gonna stay with you, then you can do what you got to do because they're gonna be with you. I think if the man is there, they should have that talk with another man just to let them know, like, "Look, I'm not here to, to start no drama or nothing like that. I just want to know how you set your tone, how do you discipline? Because my kids got to be here too." I think that's a question that should be asked too. Like, "Hey, look, man, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but how do you discipline? Like, do you believe in discipline? Do you believe in spankings? Do you believe in, the timeouts? Like, what do you do?" So we're clear and I know what you're going to do. So I don't have to, if they come to me about something, I can stand firm behind you. You see what I'm saying? So like if they go to B. Glenn's house, right? And my kids go to B. Glenn's house and they know that B. Glenn don't play, he may got a paddle on the wall. Okay, that's his house. You know what I mean? And that's that kind of like it's that old school way that says, how the grandparents, everybody raised the child and did certain things. It just I guess it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but that rolls right into what B said though, man. Like you gotta have, as long as you have those conversations off rip, you know what I'm saying, between each other and set those guidelines and those rules, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like if you bless it right, it really shouldn't even get to him, right? Like, and we're talking about the situation with the mothers with another man and y'all got the kid. It really should fall. The discipline should really fall on the mother. You know what I'm saying? You never have to even get to that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I can't listen, this like Solo, it goes back to if you in my house, and that's why that 3-4 year, I'm telling you, if you are in my house and you telling me I can't discipline these kids, and as a mother you telling me the same thing, then we're gonna have a problem. Because I'm not gonna be saying, okay, I'm going to the store, especially if they bad kids. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. I'll be like, "Nah, they going with you." Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna kill every last one. I ain't playing no game. No, for real. Like, you're not gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna go. No, No, let them go with you. You go ahead and keep everywhere you go.
Yeah.
They go with you. That's just what it's gonna be.
It boils down to that communication, man. At the end of the day, which is what we talk about in so many different episodes, and just in life in general. You know, communication goes a long way. As long as you communicate and everybody's on the same page and understand, then
that's a hard pill to swallow. I ain't gonna even hold you.
It
That's
is,
hard.
man.
That's not easy, especially if you got kids living with another man and you really don't know this man. You don't know what's going on. You don't know his history, his background. I feel like dating and marrying people with kids is a very big step. That's just me. Because I feel like what happens is we're not taking in consideration of the kids. We're not taking in consideration of how they feel. We want to find love and happiness, but we're not thinking about, okay, how do they feel about this? How are they going to take it? How is this person going to treat my child? You know what I mean? Or how is this person going? And you should be able to see those signs in the very beginning before you even say I do. If now that's if your kids have met the individuals. If they have never met them, then that's a different story.
So it's funny you say that, Solo.
Go ahead.
When is it okay? Do you think it's okay for your baby mama to introduce the kids to her new
never?
boo?
When
do y'all think? I mean,
this is just me.
Is it 6 months? Is it?
I don't even feel like within the first 2 weeks it should be. I don't think within the first 2 weeks if you're talking, it should be a conversation. Your kids should not be a conversation yet because you do not know the individual. If I ask you, do you have kids? Cool. Let it be that for a little bit. We don't got to get all deep to, you want to know my kids' names, where they at. Like, that's none of your business right now. That's a private matter because I don't know you. That's for a man and for a woman. No man should be asking a woman, what's your kids' names, ages. He should just be like, okay, do you have kids? Okay. And the next question should be, okay, if we get together, do you want kids or do you not want kids? Let's get that established. Once we get that established, let's move on to the things about you and then about me versus you worrying about, well, who gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we jumped the gun about the kids too fast. Like, they about to jump in and be the next parent or take the role. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you got to be responsible for my kids. No. Nobody said you got to be responsible for anything. But let me get to know you first before I make an even decision if I even want to be with you. Because it got right now, the first main focal points is me and you. Then the kids will come in.
Your mama and your cousins
too. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I feel like we want to know so much about the kids because we feel like that's going to tell us about a person. No, that's not. There are some people that have kids.
Comments over there.
Oh, what we do? Hold on. What we got? Let me see. We got some big ones.
I don't know. I just seen a couple comments.
We got some big ones. We got to throw the glasses. Hold on. Wait. We got comments.
Thank you. Okay, so TT and Hassania said facts. TT said they shouldn't be introduced until the relationship is serious. I absolutely agree. If it's not serious, kids should not be introduced. Facts.
Yeah.
Why is that the main focal point? Is that because you worried about you? And I get it. We men and women can be jealous. I get that piece, right? I get it. You want to be the only one. You probably want to be the first one. But if you make it about you and that person first, then you can build a foundation on what's to come, and then after that, your kids can be put in the picture. But if it's not serious, it's no point of talking about kids. If I'm not me, and I tell people all the time, I don't plan on meeting your kids right now. Well, what? No, I don't want to meet them. I don't want to meet your kids. It's not the time for that. It ain't the right timing for that. It's not this. We can definitely wait.
It brings me to a clip, but don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. And it was like, "Are you my daddy?"
Hitting people. My thing is, we got to come to a foundation of knowing if we're going to end up being together or not. If we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. If we don't know that, what's the point of me mentioning Lil Johnny or Lil Jesse? The sad thing about it is what happens is people are introduced to relationships too soon, and then the kids are hurt. It ain't the people. It's the kids. The kids are seeing a constant of people coming in and out of a relationship and in and out and seeing mommy with this different person, daddy with this different person, and it's not consistent. So you're not showing the consistency of what dating is supposed to be or a relationship is supposed to be to your kids.
So bros, Rome, I haven't heard from y'all. What is y'all thoughts on that?
I mean, I agree with it. Like, you definitely shouldn't introduce the kids too early into a relationship. But I do feel like, you know, you have to introduce them early enough, in order to determine if this person is going to be even more of a right fit for your child, right? Because you got to have that interaction, right? You're not going to date, and then the first time the kids meet them is when y'all get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta.
You think it should be 6 months? You think it should be a year? You think it should be a few weeks, couple months? Like, what's?
I feel like it's definitely at least around the 6-month time frame, man. I don't think that it's gonna be hard for anybody to date a person for a whole year and not meet their kids.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, we have a comment. Yes, the kids get hurt and don't need to see their mothers or fathers with X, Y, and Z partners. That is facts again.
True that.
I feel like there's so much to hit on that, right? Because I feel like when it comes to 2022, we're doing things backwards when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to observe the person you with, right? If you have morals and standards, right? I'll give you a prime example. Watch this. If you have morals and standards and the person you're dating does not have that, then why would you want to stay in that knowing that your kids are going to point that out to you? Does that make sense? If you're teaching your kids morals and standards, right? This is just me. So this is how I determined if I was going to be with somebody. If I'm teaching my kids certain stuff on how to be raised as young adults in society, and I realize you don't even have that, I'm not going to look like no fool to my kids. My kids are going to be like, Daddy, did you just lower yourself? Like, Negro, you could do better than that. Kids can see just like you can see.
But the thing of it is, a lot of people, a lot of folks just settle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women, a lot of men. They just settle for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then throughout relationships that are damaging, they could be verbally abused. They could be physically abused. They could be mentally abused. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different abuses, but women, men, humans fall into this rut as to they think that they can't do no better than that. So they just suck it up and just take it.
And my thing is it's not to the point to where you're too picky, right? But it's to the point to where you're knocking off the most important facts that that's important to you and your kids.
You gotta have standards.
That's bottom line. That's just how I feel. I feel like you should have some type of standards, and you should be able to see it in a person. There was something that Jody said a while back. He said if some people don't have kids by a certain age, that's questionable, right? And it can be to a certain degree. It can be to a certain degree because some people don't want kids. And I feel like, you know what I mean? Sometimes we'll go for a person like, oh, they don't got kids, that they're the perfect person. But if they don't got kids right now, it's probably that they didn't want them in the first place. They may not have wanted them in the first place, or they weren't ready, or, you know what I'm saying, they're waiting for them to, financially be at a certain place in life. It could be so many different factors. But you would never know how you're going to be parent-wise until you become in that situation. And what I mean by that is when you're dating somebody with kids and you're like really involved, or you have your own kids, you're not going to ever know that feeling.
But see, and you're right, and that's the thing I was saying about that. If you have kids and the person you meet don't have kids, they will never understand, especially as an older age. They will never understand what you're going through or what you got going on. So they're not going to understand. So sometimes it might not because they don't understand. It's like, oh, can you change these? What? Take them where? Yeah. Why I gotta take them? Like they don't understand. Not all.
Now this is what I will say, because I've been hearing a lot of stories from women being in positions where men have put them in places in a place of they were not ready for, meaning that men have asked them to watch their kids, men have asked them to, you know what I mean, while they go to work, they're taking on a role that they didn't ask for. And they're like, hey, it's cool. I feel like this. No one should put their kids on anybody else in the very beginning, even in the relationship, if that person's not willing for that. No one should be throwing or putting their kids on anybody else in the very beginning of a relationship. I feel like that is not their responsibility. It's too brand new for that. You need to be really focusing on your relationship with that person. And if you can't watch your own kids, then you don't need to be going out or having somebody else watch them. You need to be taking care of your own business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to make sure that your spouse or your girl you dating should not be taking on a role in the beginning. Hey, babe, I got to go to work. Can you watch my kids? Nah. No. That's not her role. That's not what she said. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
You jump in and on that one real quick, because like I had a little bit of a different situation. Like my wife, when we was living together, I got my two older boys. They was younger then. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's it's something that can happen, right? Because that's in some ways that's a role or position that you take on, right? You take me and everything that comes along with me. You know what I'm saying? So like there were days when it would be like my weekend or whatever, right? And then like I'd have to go to work instead of me missing out, getting them for the weekend. She would watch them while I was at work, and then I would come home, and then saying we do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
okay. So let me ask you this, bro, because your situation is different from what I'm saying. When she moved in with you, she took on a role for y'all to be together. Like, this is my thing. When you move in with somebody, your role changes from we just dating. It goes to we plan on being together for the rest of our lives, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Nobody say, hey, let me live with you for 2 years and see if it work out. And if it don't work out, I'm gone. That's not what they do. When your girl jumped in with you, she jumped in with you. What I'm saying is for the people that's like in separate homes, they just getting to know each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about your situation where she moved in with you. That's a different plateau. That's because she made that choice to be there. What I'm saying is that when you're dating somebody and then a couple months down the road or a month down the road, hey, I need you to watch my kids. And this is why there's so many women that do not want to deal with people that got kids, because you got men that don't know how to do right by their kids in these type of situations, and their kids see it too. But it goes both ways too on the women's side. But I'm just speaking from a man's perspective, because I always hear this from the women. This is why that's the first question that comes on that list. Do you have kids? Okay, well, how many do you got? How many baby mothers do you got? Because they want to see how the type of person that you are. They want to see what type of person am I getting myself into. And then they want to know, can they handle this situation with this many kids? Or can they handle this situation? You see what I'm saying? Because they already, it's like a Monopoly chess move for them. They're already planning out like, okay, you cute, you dope, but you just lost some points with me right now. Because the last you just keep it real.
You just lost points. Hold on. I'm deducting points as you talk. Hold on. Let me
exactly. You know what? Because
married by your name. So.
Yeah, because Giante the last one, he sounds just like you. And he had this too. So it's like, God dang it. You know what I'm saying? So they're already reevaluating their life with you when they're talking to you. They're already reevaluating where do they fit in the piece.
I think that I think it comes with age too. I think that comes with because I could tell you right now, let's say that depends on the person and the situation. Because I could tell you right now, if I know I ain't gonna talk about celebrities and everything, because of course there's dumb women that'll just take them forever, you know what I mean, whatever. But I think it comes with the age. I think if you're young, it's different from when you're 20 to you're 40. You know what I'm saying? I think that what you accept and we talked about expectations. I think a lot of that changes as you get older. Because I mean, I can tell you right now, a lot of women just like, nigga, just just love me and take care. I don't give a but just love me. I don't even care if you do it. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to love me. You know, and that's just what it is. I mean, it just depends.
So how many kids is too many kids?
This is my time to go on that. Bye-bye.
For a woman, wait a minute. For a woman, I think
either or.
I think it depends on the ages. I just think it just depends on the ages. Now, if you got like 3 or 4 and they like 3, 4, and 5,
sweat bullets.
Sweat bullets. We can't do that. But if you got like 3, if you got 4 or 5 and they all grown, I mean, that ain't nothing. You don't got kids no more. You got.
What if you got?
You know what I mean? You got.
Jody just don't want no babies. You know,
no, I'm just saying. No. It's just the fact. You know, I got 3 boys. I got my grown, but I got 3 boys. So if you know, it's just like this. If you got, that's how I look at it. It just depends on the ages. I mean, if you got our age, we 40 and up. So if you got 5 or 6 and they grown, that's different than you got 5 or 6 and they like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get what I'm saying? It's different.
What if you got 10 kids? What if the girl you talking to got 10 kids?
And what are the ages?
You said it. What are the ages?
What are the ages?
It could span. It could span from maybe 2 years old to maybe 16.
I'm not doing it.
That's too many, man.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
I think it boils down to this. This is what it's going to boil down to for me, probably. So how many baby daddies are we talking here? When you get to that piece,
I don't know.
That's not even, man.
Think about the drop-offs. Think about the drop-offs, and you know, Susan and Sarah is going with John. Todd and Peanut is going with what's the name? Man, I gotta keep up with these guys.
Okay, I will ask you a question.
How you doing?
Because my girl asked me this. Okay, we talking about this, right? This topic, because my girl asked me this question. So said something to me about this before. So if the girl got a pass, and now she, let's say 45, but when she was 20s and 30s, she was just out there just doing it, and she got 10 kids. But now she's got her own business, very successful. She got her own house, all that stuff. So now, how would you look at it?
Is there
because people change, people can change.
Is there enough room for me? Still have 10 kids,
and she still got 10 kids, and she still got 10 kids.
Hey, bros, we over there living in the shoe.
No. She got her own business. It's just like celebrity. She got her own business. She got her own business.
How many kids did the lady live in the shoe? How many kids she had?
She got her master's degree, got her own business.
She had like 10 kids. The lady lived in the shoe.
So how would you look at it?
That may have been an analogy about somebody. Now that you think about it.
How would you look at it?
In the shoe?
I think it depends on the person, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it depends on the person. Depends on where you know, age and where you are, what your goals are in the relationship. Because I think 10 is a big number. You know, but like, do you still want to have kids? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be 11, 12 for
it be women like that that still want to have kids.
And look, the thing about it too,
still want to have kids because they didn't have a girl.
And the thing about it is, it's different for a man than a woman. Because remember, the woman most likely gonna have custody of all them 10 kids. All them 10 kids gonna be in the house. But a man, if he gone, ain't all the 10 kids ain't gonna be in that house.
It depends.
You ain't got to worry. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody wanted to take the kids after that. Like, yo, go ahead and live with your daddy.
That's a lot of kids.
Well, I mean, that's still a lot of kids.
But you know, in today's age, it's a lot of kids. But back in the day, like my grandma got 13 kids, bro.
Yeah. My grandmother too. It's 19 of them. So my grandmother it's 13 of them. It's 13 of them.
Can I ask you a question, B? For her to have 13 kids, what was she driving?
That's a van. A van. My grandfather had a van, but I mean, all 13 kids with her. With my
we're gonna have to have
my
that.
grandmother was 13 of them. Oh, it was 13 of my grand. Yeah, it was.
We're gonna have to have a Sprinter. That's what we're gonna have to have.
But at the same time, I mean, like I said again, y'all ain't gonna answer questions, but. Would you? I mean, if she had her own business, okay. Look at Nick Cannon; they still sleep with this dude. I mean, it depends on your status. They don't care.
They just want the bag, bro. They not.
But I'm saying, okay. Have you looked at? Hey, do y'all remember what's that show? Ayana Fix My Life. Ayana Fix My Life, and that dude had like 35 kids or something like that. Do y'all? I don't know. Y'all saw that episode. Dude had like 35 kids, and guess what? The baby mother was still fighting on the show with each other. was like, this dude still had him.
He had
This
35.
dude, yeah,
That's
he had
crazy.
35 kids, yo. And he was, and the baby mother was like fighting doing the show with each other about.
So that lets me know that there's still hope.
That's a lot of kids, man. I mean, at the end of the day, that's a lot of kids. I don't know. I don't know if I could do. You know what I'm saying?
His own situation with that one.
Nah,
For me
that-
personally, 10 is too many. Then that's too
Nah,
many.
10 is no 10 is too. I'm saying that, but 10 is a lot.
10 is too many?
Yeah.
Where y'all?
10 is a lot.
10 is
10
a
is a
lot.
lot,
Yeah.
yo. 10 is a lot for all of them to be kids, like
that's-
in the house, young,
That's
2 to
that's
16.
that's 10 different personalities
That's
that you
a
got to
lot,
deal
yo.
with.
That's a
your
lot.
basketball team. Literally. You just missing one.
You got a football team. What
No,
talking
you
about?
missing one. You missing one to play on the
I'm gonna
field.
tell you,
You need 11.
we gonna have food stamps because all these somebody gotta feed these mothers. We gonna have to be on food stamps. Something.
Yeah.
10 kids, yo. Shoot.
How would you do Christmas for 10 kids?
10 kids. Hey, everybody getting candy, a piece of candy.
Everybody
Starburst.
pairing. No, you got to pair up on presents. You share a pair.
Nah,
you share
nah,
Everybody
you
gets
just
a
do.
$10
I can
gift
tell you what
card
you
at
do.
McDonald's.
You do what my father did us.
$1,000.
What my father did us. You buy a video game and one video game with 10 controllers. You buy one video game and have 10 controllers.
Oh no, you got one video game and 2 controllers, and y'all just gonna be doing
Like,
competitions.
all right, you got a controller. You got a controller. All right, there's one video game. Y'all
Hey,
play.
don't be the last band to say I got next, huh?
Exactly. Look,
It's
we're gonna get a
bedtime.
look. What's that?
Bedtime.
NBA 2K, and then y'all all play that. Play up. They be on team.
They can actually play against each other.
That's
Can't
what
they
I'm
do that?
saying. You got NBA 2K. All y'all got 10 controllers. Y'all go for it.
5 on 5. 5
Y'all go
on
for
5.
it.
That's so. I mean, that's kind of tough. I mean, that's one of them things where they're and for them, they're used to saying 10. That's not a lot for them. But for
you
the
know what?
natural person,
Okay.
that is. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say all of them by one person. Let's say all their kids by one dude.
Nope.
In
That's a
2022,
negative ghostwriter.
probably not.
Bros, that's
That's a
messed up.
negative.
Bros. How would you say no, bros? That's messed up. He said about one person.
He said by one
No
person.
idea.
Like she was married. Let's say she was married,
One person.
and they just was going in 10 kids. She was married, and they just had 10 kids.
That's too many, man.
Is it?
That's too many.
I mean, it wouldn't be too many of the age groups, like 10 to 16. That ain't no adults in that junk. Like,
What
God,
if the first 5 was adults and the other 5 was like
that's
little
easy.
children.
That'll be more feasible.
These numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be
You should
at
have
least
split
that'll
that
be a
joint up.
little more feasible though. That'll be
Like,
more
what would you
feasible.
think about after the first 5? Like, what the hell would you have 5 older ones and then 5 younger ones?
People,
I mean,
yo,
it's feasible.
people do look at your grandmother. People do that. My great grandmother did the same thing.
No,
My grandmother had 12 kids, man.
Yeah,
12
yeah. So I got 2
by the
aunts.
same man.
I got 2 aunts that are younger than me.
Damn.
Yes, I have 2 aunts that are younger than me.
My great grandmother had 12 kids by the same man.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
And-
grandmother had
At
13 kids by the
that
same man.
point, you're not looking to
Yeah.
Move
be with
on.
somebody else,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you 12 in, bro. That look, y'all
Yeah.
together.
Mhm.
together.
But look,
Yeah.
listen.
Because child
If you
support
got
goes straight
5
to each
older,
your butt.
if you got
Oh, no,
5
there ain't no
older,
child support with that.
and then 5 young,
How do you
this how I
split
look.
that up?
I just
How you
don't. I just don't want toddlers. I don't care how many.
That's what
I
I'm
can't
saying.
go
gonna
into
split that
3s,
child
4s,
support.
5s. I'm sorry. Look. We gotta have some teens in there somewhere. I
She
don't
gonna
know.
get your whole
15.
check if it's child support involved.
You must just hand it over.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
sign-
That's why you
No
gotta go
payday
the
today.
surrogate route.
I don't know what that is.
Right, go to
to.
that's a lot. Hey, yo, that's a lot of. It's
But
a
not
lot of
this.
kids, but you got that junk got to be spread out sometime. Like, Lord, that means she
but-
was pregnant. Is this a true thing? Like, she got 10 kids, 2 to 16? B? Is
No,
this
no,
like
no,
this?
no, no.
Oh,
no,
how
I
about
was just-
that? Means she was having them back to back
I
to
was
back
just
to
making
back.
that
Wasn't
up.
no breaks, Sean.
Bros. I mean, Jody, but there is people like that.
I know
There are
that, but what I'm
And
saying
you wonder,
is,
how does your body do that?
I know, but what I'm
That's a lot of
saying is,
kids.
like, dang, like
My
if you got
love goes
nobody
bang,
that's
bang,
grown,
bang.
like somebody gotta be
You let it
grown.
run.
Like you know how you see them,
Sweet little thing.
you know how you see them shows where they got like 16 kids, and they be all helping each other out. What's that show? It was a show like that. They had
My
like,
wife and 20 kids.
Bro,
yeah, something like that.
it's
And
a
they was
show that,
all working.
man, it's a
But-
show that I've been watching with the wife, man. This show's called, it's on Hulu Originals, called The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen that joint?
Nah.
I ain't never seen it.
I watched a few episodes with wifey on that. She loved that show. She just watched
Man,
it
that
last
joint
week.
is actually pretty good, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
So what it is I don't, I got to go back to the first episode to remember what exactly happened, but they pretty much, like, one day out the blue, they changed up the way the world ran, and men pretty much did, you know what I'm saying? Women didn't have no kind of, like, they couldn't do nothing. Like they couldn't speak, they couldn't really talk. Like, they just had to be, you know what I'm saying, pretty much like a footstool for their husbands.
That's what I'm talking about.
And in the society that they built, they trained up the young girls to where if the commanders, you know, the head guys in charge, couldn't have kids with their wife, they would bring in a handmaid, and the commander would have sex with the handmaid
What?
to have a
Handmaid?
child for him and his wife.
What's the
Yeah,
handmaid?
The handmaid is just a female, just a
Like
female.
how old? I mean,
Well, they started them young, so I mean, I don't know what the age is that they started, but you know, it could be probably like
Lord,
16,
Jesus.
17, where they started bringing
hey,
these
fellas, I'm
kids.
gonna have to bid y'all do, man. I'm gonna have to step out.
Oh, look at this fool. Well, we ain't gonna go no further. We probably get ready to close it on out. You know what I'm saying?
I got one more question real quick.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And we can hold this until like maybe for the next one, but like still talking about relationships and kids, right? And like, you know, how many is too many? Like I've seen situations where male or female, they'll feel like a person who has kids in general already is, for them, would be a complete turnoff, right? But then what if that person is your blessing? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
But they
Like,
wouldn't know that because they ain't giving them a chance.
that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But like, I wanted to get other people's perspectives on, you know,
Your coochie better be the bomb diggity. You better have the best in the world for me to be like, you know what? I can see why you got 10. I see why you got like 11.
He's an idiot, bro.
I'm just saying.
Now you got 10 because I just fell in.
I know, right? Like,
You're an idiot, man.
No
But you
doubt.
know what though? I mean, yeah, you're right. I couldn't do 10. You're right, because that will bother me, right? That what I would think about for real. Like,
Yeah.
dang,
would
man,
that bother you?
How we
Yeah,
get back
10 that
to that?
came through that jump. Jesus. Not like the actual act. I'm just talking about period. Like, damn, 10 kids. I know what you're saying, B. Like, you miss your blood. I hear you, but that's a you gotta talk to
Yeah.
God on that one. Like, God, are you serious? Like this?
She's the one. She's the one for you too.
Mhm.
Like, is you
She's the one.
serious? Now I've came across. I mean, I don't know. It's. I mean,
Yeah.
because people
Well-
grow, people change. So I mean,
Yeah.
ain't nobody adult though. I mean, you can have tickets. You're like, ain't one of them an adult yet? Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, shoot, man. Well, you know.
Thank y'all for actually tuning in today.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. It was going on to the top of the hour, going towards 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody.
You know what I always say? Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on in and we can be friends whenever we live at the Real Podcast Head.
Make sure y'all go support the channel, man. We appreciate everybody being in here, like we said. Hit that like button, man. That don't cost you nothing if you're watching the joint. Subscribe so y'all can know when the new episodes, live episodes are up, or any episodes for that matter. Hit that bell icon if you're on YouTube.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Share, and you know what I'm saying. If you're feeling nice, go ahead, hit that Cash App up. $sign podcast head, you know what I'm saying? Help us out. Keep going and keep enhancing this thing. And so appreciate y'all.
Y'all
All
can
right,
also
fellas.
see this on you guys can also see us on YouTube, the Real Podcast Head. We are live. So you definitely can tap into that too.
Indeed. So
right,
thank
yo.
y'all.
All right,
And
fellas.
Y'all.
more content coming. All right,
Peace.
fellas. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. We get
Peace.
back up. Later.
Sir.